President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged African leaders to prioritize the blue economy for the continent's prosperity. Speaking on Monday at the 43rd Annual Council of the Port Management Association of Western Central Africa, PMOCA, he emphasized the critical role of the blue economy in the collective prosperity of African nations. The president, who was represented by the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, emphasized automation as crucial for maintaining the competitiveness of seaports.
On behalf of the government and good people of Nigeria, I warmly welcome our dear brothers and sisters from West and Central Africa, our non-international observers to this very important meeting of minds. I want to commend the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy and its frontline agency, the Nigerian Ports Authority, for accepting to host this very auspicious regional meeting, especially at this time when regional integration is most crucial to attainment of collective economic prosperity as a sub-region. Countries in the West and Central African region have a shared destiny and are largely connected by the same developmental challenges as well as a robust human capital base and natural resource endowment. We are this duty bound by posterity to unite and deploy our resources towards solving those issues that militate against our socio-economic progress. And one of the resources that we can proudly speak about as a bloc is our maritime endowment. The reality that most of us are either littoral or island states makes the formulation of policies for the optimum utilization of waters for the growth of our economies expedient. My administration is especially interested in the maritime industry. This was why we created the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy in the first instance. Even though we have physical national boundaries that separate us, the waters are a natural source of connectivity, and they seem like a subtle providential message that we must work together for the good of all our countries. This is why there could be no better time than now to hold this conference. The theme of the conference, the role of ports in the African Continental Free Trade Area, is itself a testament of the determination of the organizers to collectively seek sustainable solutions to the challenges that port operations face on the continent. After the issues of adequate security and transparency, the one other important factor decided the competitiveness of ports is the seamlessness and efficiency with which cargoes are evacuated to and from the ports. This, without doubt, is an area in which port operations in Africa needs a lot of intervention. Full automation is the only way to go if we plan to remain competitive in the global maritime industry. I want to implore you all, as participants in this noble conference, to see yourselves as people opportune to stand in positions of responsibility on behalf of Africa. I say this because the maritime sector, wherein you are fortunate to be active shareholders and stakeholders, is not only central to the facilitation of trade, but to the total integration of Africa for even development.
Speaking also, Mohammed Bello Koko, the Managing Director or CEO of the Nigerian Ports Authority, stressed the need for regional cooperation to harness the opportunities presented by the African Continental Free Trade Area.
All of us at the Nigerian Ports Authority are greatly delighted to host this regional meeting of like minds, which is aimed at maximizing the potentials of our rich maritime endowments. The theme of this occasion, which is the role of ports in African continental free trade, speaks to the frontline responsibility of ports in trade facilitation value chain. The need to translate our marine competitive advantages into opportunities for collective prosperity of our respective countries has never been more pressing than it is now. As I had hinted earlier in my electronically transmitted welcome message, the demonstrated global leadership of ports in the contributions to the Sustainable Development Goals shows that the sustainability of the world, especially Africa, rests heavily on the sustainability of our ports. Apart from being linked by water, countries in West and Central Africa are linked by challenges and multiple opportunities. Therefore, even the increasing realization of the leverage that economic cooperation confers in the international arena will be doing great disservice to ourselves if we fail to maximize this unity through the cooperation of our ports. The specific objectives of AFTA, which includes the progressive elimination of tariff and non-tariff barriers to trade in goods, liberalization of trade in services, and cooperation among others, is pregnant with a lot of opportunities for wealth creation and prosperity, which I'm convinced this conference will equip us to safely midwife for the benefit of our respective national economies, with domino effect on the economy of the sub-region if our ports cooperate. As an organization that appreciates the catalytic role of PIMOCA in promoting ports cooperation, the Nigerian Ports Authority will continue to embrace partnerships and support policies and action steps arising from the insightful policy shaping meetings and technical sessions that will dominate the next few days of this session.
Maritime TV Africa reports that leaders of about 25 ports within Central and Western Africa converged at a meeting aimed at developing strategies for advancing the Single African Market Initiative by the African Union.